Buddy, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and today we're on leaf 21 of Shivani Creations 30 leaf video, which will be linked below. So I still have to wrap another piece of the leaf, but I wanted to show you a change that I made for myself. So I had been gluing my loops as I go around my slotted pin, and what I found is it made them really stiff and they didn't want to compress, so that when I wrapped the leaf I got a rounded bottom. You see that? As opposed to something a little bit more pointed and natural. So I'm just going to put that one in the bone pile. I might use it later. And then I made another mistake. I had been wrapping them in the dark green, cardstock green, and the one that I just finished I wrapped in the paper, lighter paper green. So I'm undecided yet how I'm going to fix that. But first, I've already made the two smaller loops that go on the outside of this leaf petal, and so now we're going to do the inside one, or the inside one, which is 5 loops instead of 4. So we're going to grab our light green and I'm going to load it onto my pin, or into my slot, whatever you want to call it. We're going to put a little bit of glue on it. So that's the only glue I use now when I'm doing this, where I don't want it so rounded on the end. I won't glue it each time I wrap it around the pin, which, you know, if you're careful you don't have to. So I'm just trying to be more careful when I remove everything from the board. Okay, so I'm going to push that down because I want it flush with the top of the board, plus I don't want that glue drying. So I've got some dried glue on this pin here. Alright, so we're going to start with our first pin. Pulled that right out of there. Okay, we're just going to wrap and go around. Now this is where I would normally glue down here, but I'm not going to, because I want to be able to compress that end into a point, and if I put too much glue down there it just doesn't work. I do like this petal leaf, whatever, better than the one we did yesterday. And if you do it like she does it, where you hold it in your hand, you probably wouldn't have that same issue with the glue at the bottom. But by doing it this way, it definitely made it not go as pointy as I would have liked. So get a little glue, maybe. There we go. So this is the 5th one. And I'm just going to pull out these pins. And this is where I want to be careful, because it's not all glued together, so I want to be sure to push that whole thing off of the pin and out of the slot. There we go. Okay, let's pull this back over. So now we just kind of want to pinch a little point, not super pointed, but you know, take some of that roundness off of the bottom, and then we're going to start gluing our side petals on. Again, I'm still just kind of trying to hold it into a bit of a pinched shape while keeping it level here, the layers level, or the loops level, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to put this one on. And pinching. Should shove that up just a little bit. There we go. Alright, so since I wrapped that last one in green paper, and that's what I've got here, I'm going to go ahead and do this one as well, because I have an idea. Now, hopefully I'll remember it when I get to that point. You ever go out to the internet to Google something or look something up, and by the time you get your window open and you're ready to type, you've forgotten what it was? That happens to me daily now. It's nice to have information at your fingertips, but you have to be able to remember what it was you were looking for. Alright, so I'm kind of going to pull that a little tight around the bottom, not so tight around the top, because that top leaf, or that center petal, is a little taller, so it will bend if you pull the top too tight. Look at that, that's just almost perfect. Put a little glue under there. Okay. So, oops, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the cardstock again so that I can kind of make these match, although I don't know if it really matters. And again, we're going for kind of the same shape that we've been doing. Let me see. Yeah, same kind of general shape. Let's see if I can pinch just a little bit more. This one too. Just so I can get those together a little bit better. Okay, so let's grab a dark green cardstock here, and I'll put the one that's already wrapped in dark green in the center, and then I will wrap these. So I'm just going to get myself a measurement here. Looks like it's probably about half a sheet, or half a strip, which is 10.5. So I want 5 1/4 roughly. So I'm just going to fold these in half. And then we're going to glue those halves together. Oh no, we're not yet. What we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around. So I am going to put some glue in. I am going to put some glue on the inside. And most of the way down. And then up here as well on this half, so that when I slip this into the fold, easier said than done. Okay, yeah, there we go. And I can just pinch it, kind of guide it around, and then line those sides up and pinch it together. I do like that way of wrapping a leaf. It kind of, I feel like, makes putting the stems together better or easier. Get rid of that glue. So we'll do the same thing with this one. Make sure I do the right one. So there's my fold. So I'll just start over here. Just a thin little bead of glue. And I'm going to put that in the fold. Sorry, I think I was probably off camera there. I'm just going to line these up. Pinch that good so it seals good around that leaf. And then what I can do is I can glue these two together like this. Now if I had wrapped this one the same way, I would just glue them all in one big piece, but since I didn't do it that way, I'm going to cheat a little bit, just a little. We're going to put some glue here, mash these two together, line up those edges, press that glue out, try to make sure this edges stay aligned just so everything stays the same height. And then we're going to come back and we'll just glue this one in down here like so. So we're going to just wrap a little glue around the bottom. And we're going to sneak that in there. And there you go. All right, what do you think? I like this one. You could do as many different colors as you want, depending on how big you want your leaf. You could use a quilling comb as well if you have one of those, or just a regular comb or a hair pick. Now, depending on how far apart those tines are will determine how big your leaf gets and how many loops you might want to do. But all of those things are acceptable tools, and you'll get some different results using them. So it's worth a try. Oh, see, I've glued my glue's dried shut again. Oh, nope, there we go. Got it. So this was leaf number 21, and I like it. I like it a lot. I used once again, I ended up using 3 colors because I forgot I'd put the darker cardstock on the outside. So the inside's a light green. It's wrapped, 2 of them are wrapped with a medium green, and then the very outsides were wrapped with the dark green cardstock. And I think it turned out really nice. Oops, there we go. So let me know what you think. This is again one of my favorites. To me, favorite doesn't have a lot of meaning. If I like it, it's one of my favorites. But this is one of my favorites. So let me know what you think. I'm keeping this one short and sweet today, and I'll go play with tomorrow's leaf so we can get that one ready and see what we think. So thank you everybody for joining me, and till tomorrow, happy crafting.